Keegan is 30 today, but I'm sure he's celebrating more the fact that he's back to full fitness for Southampton, and in the last 7 games has scored 5 times. But he's still got some ground to make up on young Steve Moran, a scoring sensation at the Dell this season, 15 to his credit, and he's scored in both cup rounds so far. Well, here's the Southampton side, and the only problem for manager Laurie McMenemy today was deciding whether Graham Baker, who's had a thigh strain, will be fit to take his place in the midfield. Well, he felt he couldn't risk Graham, so Malcolm Waldron comes into the defence, and Nick Holmes moves up to the midfield where he spent most of his career. Meanwhile, Everton's Gordon Lee has been able to recall goalkeeper Jim McDonough after an absence of 3 games through injury, and full-back John Gidman, who's missed the last 4 because of a calf strain. Certainly the Cup's meant hard work for Everton. Already they've had to beat Arsenal and Liverpool, and now face arguably the toughest test of the 5th round. But in Imre Varadi, they have a striker capable of scoring important goals, as he showed against Liverpool. And you get the feeling that Mike Lyons, at the centre of their defence, is just the sort of man who thrives on this sort of challenge. Manager of the month, Southampton manager Laurie McMenemy, and I have to tell you that superstition's got the better of him. He's worn the same suit, shirt and tie during Southampton's unbeaten run of 13 games. The referee today is Pat Partridge of Cockfield in County Durham, 16 years on the Football League list, but it's his first time here at the Dell, and it could well be his last as well, because this is his last year as a referee. And it's Everton who kick off in the plain dark shirts of blue and white shorts, attacking the goal to our right. Southampton in their red and white stripes and black shorts. Everton, who, as I say, have beaten Arsenal and Liverpool, but they're away. They were both at Goodison Park. Their away record has not been that impressive. They've not won away since November, and indeed they've only won 3 of their last 12 games. Charlie George caught offside. Southampton, meanwhile, unbeaten in their last 13, and in that time they've been scoring at a phenomenal rate, 28 goals in their last 9 games. And the Dell here, where the atmosphere is absolutely tremendous, is reputed amongst footballers everywhere as a difficult place to come and play. Well, here's Jim McDonough back in action. Williams. Charlie George handled unfairly by Lyons. Southampton's free kick. Keegan with it. Well, that's a sure sign that he won't take it. And so it's Chris Nicholl. Moran nodding it in there, and it might come for Charlie George. A poke and a good save by McDonough. Good finishing by Charlie George, though, because the time certainly wasn't there for him, but he got a shot of power with a minimum of backlift. Williams was in on Varadi, and Watson gets it back to Wells. Charlie George with a header. Shannon's right in there. Ratcliffe and Hartford and Bailey between them getting it away. And Williams went in very hard and late on Bailey there. That was a pretty unpleasant piece of play by Steve Williams, and the referee, in my view, quite rightly, is cautioning the Southampton number 4. He's such a talented player, Steve Williams, but he was out of order there. Well, that was the incident. And it's a free kick for Everton. Waldron going for this one with Varadi. It's Varadi now challenged by Keegan. Eastoe playing it wide here again for Trevor Ross. Right, under a bit of pressure from Moran. Eastoe, Hartford. There's Nicol. Wide here for Golak. And Williams in a very forward position again. Hartford right there with him. And a throw to Everton. A winner in the air by Watson. Golak getting it across. It's Lyons, the last-ditch man there for Everton. And a free kick. It's only for the foul on Keegan. So it's Southampton's kick, some 10 yards outside the penalty area. Waldron and Keegan are over it. And the Wall standing about 4 yards off the ball at the moment. Now Pat Partridge has got them back, well, at least to something like 6 or 7 yards. And hammered and deflected over. Tremendous shot by Waldron. And the deflection could have caused great embarrassment there. Just flicked up and over, we saw, by Ratcliffe. So Southampton's corner. Nicol and Watson are up, the big men from the back. And Waldron as well, right in there, as you could see. And it's his backward header. Watson right in there, a backward header by him, and hooked away in the end by Billy Wright. And now a break for Everton, and 3 against 1 as O'Keefe plays it in for Ratcliffe. And great play there by Nick Holmes. Tremendous piece of defence by Holmes. People tend to underrate him, but Laurie McMenemy never does. And a 3 against 1 situation was suddenly balanced up by some good defensive play by Holmes. But a corner for Everton, which O'Keefe will take. Good ball played in by O'Keefe, in fact. And there's a corner coming in. Wells fisting it away and not getting much ground on it, and was impeded as he did so unfairly. A free kick to Southampton. Pat Partridge having a word with Peter Eastoe, explaining that decision. And the atmosphere still very high and excited indeed. A long kick from Wells. Keegan. And Charlie George. Cross from the byline. Keegan almost got it in there. Shannon had a shot charged down. Holmes blasting one just wide of the post. The closest Southampton have been to a goal, or anybody for that matter, today. And Holmes in the end no more than a foot wide. But it was Shannon who looked as though he might be on target with a shot that was charged down. There it was there. And it rebounded to Nick Holmes. And his was wide of the target. And on the Southampton bench, John Mortimer looked as though he wants a little bit more movement right through the side. But he's getting movement now. It's Williams playing it on for Holmes, and they're queuing up at the far post there, and Bailey got in well for Everton to turn that behind for the corner. Pat on the back from his goalkeeper, and a corner for Southampton. Which Keegan will take. Trevor Ross right back there for Everton as well. Moran's going towards the near post. Moran again knocking it in there, and Nicol almost got it in there off Charlie George. No, disallowed. Disallowed. And well, Pat Partridge is indicating, I think, that Charlie George knocked it in with his hand. Well, that really was a controversial moment. Charlie obviously felt not, and I'm not sure that we'll see it so clearly from this angle. But Nicol had a go there, and the ball is cleared, and yes, it looked there very much as though it was a handball. Easter played inside for O'Keefe. Could be a chance here for Everton. And in the end, it's nothing, but it's a corner. Oh, suddenly O'Keefe was in behind Golak. And he had some people up as well. But it's a corner then, which O'Keefe is going to take. And they've got Lyons up. Easter is in the 6-yard area. Gidman's coming up also. But Mick Lyons, there's Varady in there. O'Keefe playing it wide. Hartford have made that break out to the edge of the penalty area. There's the cross coming in. Mick Lyons with a header. And just wide. Very good corner indeed that for Everton. And it was look at the annoyance on Mick Lyons' face. And indeed, it was a clear header. And he didn't make the most of it. Made in fact for Everton by Asa Hartford, and then the cross came in. Lyons with the header, a yard wide. Nice little touch there by Easter, if in fact it was a touch, but it's still in play. And now here's Williams, Varady going for it as well. Williams winning it. An Everton player down on the ground, and Southampton in full flight at the moment with Steve Moran. Being pushed wide there by Bailey, might get another chance. It's Ratcliffe, the Everton player, who's injured, and he's hobbled to his feet again as Southampton get the throw. Holmes with it. Some space here for Williams, maybe. Certainly some space here for Charlie George. Hit in low, and McDonough down again well. Not too happy with one or two of his defenders. Charlie George rifling that right foot shot in, just clipped off the defender, but McDonough, look at that, well behind it. And Everton have marked tightly and well, and have played with a great deal of discipline, and in the first half at any rate have taken a lot of the sting out of Southampton, and that sting will have to be replaced at half-time by Laurie McMenemy. And Charlie George had the ball in the net, but the slow motion suggesting, I thought quite clearly, that it was handled in. And so in this cup tie full of commitment, but as yet not quite reaching the levels of skill that we'd hoped, a half-time score at the Dell, which reads Southampton 0, Everton 0. So Southampton get us away now, and they attack the goal on our right. 0-0. George. Picked wide there for Moran. And he got a good cross in too. Charlie George hit first time. It's not a ball that if it screams into the top of the net, well, it's a golden goal. And on that occasion, it's for Everton nothing more serious than a goal kick. Moran, in fact, got a very good cross in here for Southampton under a lot of pressure. And Charlie George decided to hit that first time. O'Keefe playing it on here for O'Keefe going in there. Golak, well, he snapped at Golak's heels, and the Yugoslav wasn't at all happy with that. There are one or two little moments happening off the ball, and it's going to need the utmost vigilance now of referee Pat Partridge. But here's Williams. That was a handball, surely, yes. It's given. In the meantime, Mick Lyons is down injured. Intended by Kevin Keegan for the moment. And Golak and O'Keefe explaining their respective positions to the referee. O'Keefe showing us a scrape on his thigh, which I suppose he claims Golak put there, which is why he'd reacted against the Southampton fullback a moment ago. But a free kick then to Southampton. Waldron, Charlie George and Steve Williams behind it. We've already seen how powerfully Waldron can hit these free kicks. And he's going to have another bash at it now. Straight through the wall, and McDonough did well and got to it before Keegan. What a low that was from the dead ball. Williams runs over it. Wide of the wall, and the keeper got it at the second attempt before Keegan got there. And there's going to be a substitution with Trevor Hibbert coming on. And it's Steve Moran, I think, is coming off. So Steve Moran off and Trevor Hibbert on. Williams. George. Played in by Williams first time. It was Kidman who got that away. Golak. Williams playing it in again towards Shannon. Keegan trying to get in there. Williams then trying to squirm his way clear, but is brought down, and it's another Southampton free kick. The keeper's rushed out to pass on some message to John Bailey about the formation of the wall. And I'm wondering, no, it's not another blockbuster from Waldron this time. Keegan is over it. And played there for Williams. And nodded there, and pushed away! Dave Watson almost getting an unexpected goal there. And that wasn't the way Everton, or rather that Southampton planned it. But as this corner is about to be taken, and Watson's header is just wide. Southampton's throw. Shannon. Keegan pushed down there by Ratcliffe. It hasn't as yet been one of Southampton's better performances, but it has so far been a really sterling performance by Everton. Shannon, though, with the free kick for Southampton. Nicol tried to get in there. Waldron is in there, and in the end it was Eastoe who hooked it away. George, Williams to the byline, and that might have gone anywhere. And this still might go anywhere. Chris Nicol with a shot wide of the goal. Well, that'll hiccup in the Everton defence. That's the sort of thing that can always happen in a cup tie when the tension is high as it is at the moment. But in the end, it came here for Chris Nicol, and he planted it so wide. Watson with the header. Ratcliffe getting it away. Here's George. Floated again towards Holmes, but Keegan got that one. Hibbert with his shot. Wide of the goal. Not much to spare, though. Prodigious jump there by Keegan, which really opened it up. But Hibbert's shot in the end, always going wide. Varady, and now Eastoe. Is it going to be a winning counter-attack for Everton? Varady, great save by Wells. Look at those two Everton players embracing each other. Eastoe and Varady there. Tremendous understanding, and a great piece of goalkeeping there by Peter Wells, particularly when you remember how little Wells has had to do for so long. Well, Everton really seemed so close to stealing the whole thing there with that shot from Varady, and might well do even now. Hartford, no, they won't. Hartford let it run away from him, and Southampton get a goal kick. Well, you have to hand it to Peter Wells for that piece of goalkeeping. Southampton's throw. Everton almost there. It's been a really fine team performance by them today. No side ever relishes coming to the Dell for a cup tie, least of all when Southampton are in the form they've been in the past few weeks. But Everton have matched fire with fire, and at the moment are no more than a minute and a half, I would think, away from at least getting a replay, unless Southampton can find something now. It's Holmes, the cross coming in, Everton defenders lining up to get it away. Berardi almost had it away, and now they have got it away, as only Hibbert is back. We're into injury time at the end of the game now, and I would think Pat Partridge will add a little on, and Wells has got to belt this ball forward now. Golak, no. Well, Everton more and more are becoming a team to reckon on in the FA Cup, having disposed of Arsenal and of Liverpool in previous rounds. Beaten in the semi-final, of course, last year by West Ham, and now a matter of a few seconds away from getting a very worthy draw indeed, as Gidman belts that ball into touch again. Another look at the watch from Pat Partridge, and Everton have got themselves a replay at Goodison Park on Tuesday night. Mick Lyons coming forward to congratulate Peter Eastoe, and they're going in fact towards the Everton fans to congratulate them, and certainly the Everton fans have given their team tremendous support, and how they've deserved it. And had it not been for a miraculous save by Peter Wells in the last 5 minutes, then Everton would have gone away with a win, with a goal by Berardi. But the save was made, and the game has to be played again on Tuesday. Final score then at Southampton. It's Southampton 0, Everton 0.